Good morning. I'm Dominique Newland. Jenny Lee has the day off. Thanks for joining us this midday. And we begin KVUE Midday with breaking news. The University of Texas basketball coach Chris Beard has been arrested on a domestic violence related charge. Now, according to the Travis County Sheriff's Office, Beard was arrested earlier this morning. KVUE senior reporter Tony Plohetsky joining us now with more information. And Tony, fill us in. I know you broke the story earlier this morning. And there's still a lot of information, Dominique, that we are trying to get through. But here's what we know right now, that Beard remains behind bars at the Travis County Jail in downtown Austin. Now, it could still be several hours before he is released. We also do not yet have court documents that will describe the allegations against him. But here's what we know at this hour. APD was called to a home in Terrytown, that's in West Austin, early today. They arrested and charged Beard and booked him into jail shortly after 4 a.m. this morning. Police say officers were called based on a 911 call for a disturbance urgent, and that when they arrived, they arrested Beard on that assault family violence charge that did involve, according to police, an allegation of choking a victim. Now, just minutes ago, we did hear from Beard's attorney, Perry Minton, who says his client is 100% innocent, he said. He said that, quote, he should have never been arrested. The complainant wants him released immediately and all charges dropped. It is truly inconceivable. Now, the university has released the following statement saying, quote, that the university is aware of the situation regarding Chris Beard. We are continuing to gather information and monitoring the legal process, end quote. So, Dominique, of course, all eyes watching this story this morning, not only here in Austin, but really in the sports community across the nation. Yeah, and I'm sure the next questions have to be, what's next in Beard's case? What are the following steps? So, Dominique, this is not something that is likely to go away for him immediately. Keep in mind that once a person enters the criminal justice system by being arrested like this, it could be months or years before their case is finally resolved. But prosecutors will ultimately screen this case in coming weeks and determine whether or not the charge will go forward. But again, this process, possibly going to trial, if it does in fact go to a trial, could be a couple of years down the road. There is, of course, a backlog of criminal cases here in Travis County and in courts across the country because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But again, this is not something that is likely to be resolved quickly for Coach Beard. Yeah, well, Tony, thanks. I know you'll be following this closely, and we'll be sure to check in with you. Thank you, Tony. Well, now let's go to Corey Mose with the impact this, of course, will have on the basketball team. Corey.
Thank you, Dom. The university will have to gather that information quickly because Texas has a game to play tonight against Rice. Now, the question is, who will lead the #2 team in the country after Coach Beard's arrest? Well, next in line will be associate head coach Rodney Terry. He not only has 10 years of head coaching experience at UT El Paso and Fresno State, but he also was on Rick Barnes' staff for 9 seasons from 2002 to 2011. That includes the last time Texas made the Final Four in 2003. Now, here's what Coach Terry said about Chris Beard a couple months ago.
I had a chance to come back here and be with the guy that I respect utmost in basketball, and he and I have had a long-standing relationship over the years, and I feel like he's the right guy that could come back here and win a national championship.
Now, when Chris Beard got the job at UT, Coach Terry left his head coaching position at UTEP to become an assistant on this staff. Now, that move was a head scratcher for some people, but now Coach Terry has a shot of becoming the second black head coach in UT's history.
All right, Corey, thanks. Your time now, 11:04 on this Monday morning, and can't see much on this Monday morning. A little foggy. It's been the drizzle out there, Shane. It's just not really letting up on us.
That's right, Dominique. So that was a shot of our downtown camera, I believe. And so I had to scour our resources of cameras to give you something that you could see on this midday. And I ended up on our Lake Travis camera because you can see a little tree.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit, right? Well, you're right. We are tracking some rather dense fog across central Texas. It started to filter in early this morning and practically zero visibility as you make your way to areas such as downtown Austin, Lago Vista, even out of the airport. Now down to a half a mile, actually, as you make your way to Camp Mabry. Pflugerville still down to 1/3 of a mile and under a mile in Georgetown. As you expand a little bit further, I am starting to see some slow improvements out there in Gillespie County and for portions of Fayette County. County, still under 2 miles in Giddings, and pretty dense really along the entire I-35 corridor. So if you're going to be doing any commuting during the midday hours, this is definitely going to be impacting you. Now, the National Weather Service did recently just issue a dense fog advisory within the past hour for a majority of the KVUE viewing area, and it's going to be in effect until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Very rare do we see them here in Central Texas extended past the midday hours. Temperatures mild, dew points elevated. It's going to be very difficult for that fog to lift, especially with the dense cloud coverage we're dealing with. Satellite radar picking up on a little bit of light isolated drizzle. Temperatures sitting anywhere from the upper 50s to the lower 60s. Now, as we take a look at your hourly forecast, Dominique, you'll notice that we're expected to climb into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Now, if you like this warmer weather, enjoy it today and tomorrow because a cool down's on the way. In fact, our coldest temperatures of the season thus far. I'll show you when they arrive in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Shane, thanks. Well, Austin police are investigating a homicide in North Austin. Police were called to the area near AAA Limo at around 2:30 this morning. A man in his 20s was bleeding near that business and he died a short time later. Investigators believe the shooting occurred in a game room that had automated slots located behind the limo business. No suspects in custody at this time. Well, Tuesday is Election Day in Austin. And Austinites will have the opportunity to vote in the runoffs for City Council Districts 3, 5, and 9, as well as race for mayor between Kirk Watson and Celia Israel. But even with multiple important elections on the ballot, only 11% of eligible voters have actually cast their ballot. In total, 72,000 Travis and Williamson County voters cast early ballots. More than 54,700 people voted in person or by mail in Travis County, and more than 1,400 voted early in Williamson County. As far as policy issues, there hasn't been a lot of differences between mayoral candidates Celia Israel and Kirk Watson. Both cite their experience at the state capitol as reasons for why they want to lead Austin in the future.
There's a spirit of Austin that said to me as a Latina, as a member of the LGBT community, you're welcome here. That spirit of Austin is at risk. I'm not running for myself. I'm running because the women and men who are driving this economy are no longer welcome in this economy. I want to do something about it, and I hope I can earn your support.
If we have somebody with a proven track record of success that has the ability to bring people together, has shown it over and over again, and can address the big issues and the big challenges that we face. Austin is no longer becoming a big city. It is a big city. It is a big city with big city challenges that we can't wait any longer to address.
If you still need to cast your vote, polls will open at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, the Travis County Appraisal District is operating normally. The TCAD was hit by a ransomware attack last Monday. The agency said that it affected its phone lines and online chat. TCAD property tax bills and payments were unaffected. Brittany Griner is still recovering and adjusting to life since being released as part of a prisoner exchange with Russia. And an update on how she is doing since returning on U.S. soil.
Navy defenders dig deep, they cut through the noise.
We want to make sure that the people at the top, particularly at the top of government, are in fact looking out for all of us.
It's easy to be suppressed or feel suppressed. So we're here to help elevate those voices.
We monitor people in power, elected officials, business leaders, and institutions, and make sure we keep them in check.
Attorney Thomas J. Henry is recognized across the nation for taking on the tough cases. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Is foot or ankle pain keeping you on the sidelines? If your insurance deductibles are met for the year, make an appointment now with Austin Sports Medicine and get back to doing what you love. With 5 locations, we're in your neighborhood.
Kids with autism sometimes are overlooked. It makes us feel important that she sees him. Miss Joanne always has the brightest smile. She makes him feel at home.
I ask him, what is it that you need today, Joseph? We're friends, and I love him.
She talks to him directly, just making sure he's heard. It makes his day a lot easier.
If I could make him smile every day, I will.
With everything you have on your plate, earning your degree online seems impossible. But at Grand Canyon University, we specialize in helping you fit a master's degree in business into your busy day. Your graduation team, led by your own GCU counselor, provides you with the personal support you need to succeed. Achieve your goals with a plan and team behind you. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
Is neck or back pain keeping you on the sidelines? If your insurance deductibles are met for the year, make an appointment now with Austin Sports Medicine and get back to doing what you love. With 5 locations, we're in your neighborhood.
Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Time now 11:10, and we are learning more about that high-stakes prisoner swap that brought Brittany Griner home. Mary Bruce has the latest on Griner's recovery and reuniting with family and friends.
This is the joyful reunion months in the making. Brittany Griner finally reunited with her wife Sherelle, seen in this new photo with the top American hostage negotiator, Ambassador Roger Carstens, who personally delivered Griner back to the U.S. On Instagram, Sherelle thanking the hands seen and unseen that helped make it possible for me to see my wife again. Moments after gaining her freedom in a prisoner swap with Russia, Griner all smiles aboard the plane in photos shared with ABC. Greeting each crew member, Carstens saying Griner wanted to chat nearly the whole flight home, describing her 10-month ordeal in Russian custody.
She's in very good spirits and in good health, getting appropriate both mental health care as well as physical health care, just to make sure that she's ready for her reintegration back into American society.
Her time in a Russian prison camp grueling, evident in video released by Russian state media. Her lawyer telling ESPN she recently had the flu and decided to cut off her hair because it kept freezing in the harsh cold. Griner released in exchange for notorious Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout, known as the Merchant of Death for supplying heavy weapons to murderous dictators and armed groups. Bout sentenced to 25 years for conspiring to arm a terrorist group and kill Americans. In contrast, Griner was caught with hashish oil, a banned substance in Russia, and received a 9-year sentence. Her harsh punishment, the U.S. says, a sign Russia was using her as a political pawn amid their invasion of Ukraine. But Biden's decision to release Bout has drawn criticism from Republicans and some Democrats concerned about the precedent it sets.
We have to recognize wide-eyed that right now as Americans we have made it clear that we are willing to do anything to bring a single American home.
The White House is also under growing pressure to bring home detained American Paul Whelan. Arrested on what the U.S. calls bogus espionage charges, Whelan, a former Marine, is now preparing to mark his 4th year in Russian custody.
They hold Mr. Whelan differently because of these espionage charges, and so we're working through that now. We have a better sense of the context here, where the Russians' expectations are, and we're just going to keep working at it.
Still ahead on this midday, Christmas, a time of giving. The act of kindness a family in Indiana is spreading to others in their neighborhood.
KVUE News brought to you by J-Con Roofing. Got a roof leak? Need a new roof? Call J-Con Roofing at 512-479-0510. Roofing at its best with quality and pride.
Salt has been serving Austin, Texas since 1984, so if you have a breaker that keeps breaking or a plug that's just not plugging, don't wait. Call Salt today and receive $55 off with our Christmas special.
Salt of the earth service.
I won't tell you how much money I got for my other clients. I will personally speak with you and we'll talk about your specific case. I won't turn your case over to a paralegal. Our experienced team of lawyers will work on your case. Do the research, ask around, read our reviews. We are Funk & Associates. When tough times call for a tough lawyer, call 472-FUNK. That's right, 472-FUNK.
Open enrollment is here, and it's important you get health care coverage.
listen to your voice of reason. That's me. And as your voice of reason, I know Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas is the logical choice for healthcare coverage. Why? Reason number one, options. There are plans for lots of needs and budgets, and convenient features like telehealth. Another reason? Sign up your way. Call 1-855-357-1515 or visit signupnowtx.com. Plus, you may pay as little as $0 a month. Last year, 9 out of 10 enrollees received financial help. So make sure you're covered. Open enrollment ends January 15th. Take it from me. It's the peace of mind we deserve. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas. Through it all.
Team, I'm proud of you.
Team, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
You earned this moment.
This was not our finest moment.
Now?
Now?
Let's go to McDonald's.
Winning tastes so good, but so does not winning. Right now, get the perfect winning bundle. 20-piece chicken McNuggets and a basket of fries for only $8.99. Now that tastes like winning. Only at McDonald's.
Salt has been serving Austin, Texas since 1984, so if you have a breaker that keeps breaking or a plug that's just not plugging, don't wait. Call Salt today and receive $55 off with our Christmas special.
Salt of the earth service.
Forever Families. It's something close to my heart. Every week I highlight children living in foster care, ready to find their forever homes. Hear their stories on KVUE Daybreak.
Well, from candles in the window to carols at the spinet, there's one family in Indiana who's spreading more than just a little Christmas. They've decorated their own house, and as Will Gans reports, now they're helping their neighbors.
This holiday season, Dustin and Aaron Beadle and their kiddos are making spirits bright.
I wanted to thank you for your Christmas decorations. They are so beautiful.
And being able to decorate our own house and have people enjoy it is heartwarming.
Our youngest is 3 and he's really getting into it. And
Christmas spirit runs in the Beadle family.
Dustin and his grandpa used to do big Christmas, to the point that it was in the news. They won awards. They blew Transformers in the neighborhood.
And now the real-life Griswold family's Christmas display is bringing that same Christmas cheer to a neighbor a little ways away.
We're getting old, but I want to tell you, every night I look out the back door and I see your decorations, and it just fills my heart with joy, so I just wanted to thank you.
Aaron was at work when Nancy rang the doorbell, holding back tears as she thanked the Beadle family.
I'm telling you, it's just beautiful.
But that small conversation sparked an idea. The Beadles asking permission from Nancy and her husband Tom to decorate their house with poinsettias and inflatable lights and garland.
Towards the end, though, Tom came and he was in tears just looking at the lights and seeing how beautiful it was. And our 3-year-old wouldn't leave him alone. He just kept like, hold me. So we were out there kind of bonding for a little while.
Yeah, he said it brought back the Christmas spirit to him. So,
in addition to decorating their neighbor's yard, Dustin and Aaron Beadle have arranged for a Christmas Eve dinner to be dropped off for Tom and Nancy on the 24th. And Aaron has shared a P.O. box on her TikTok page for anybody who would like to send Tom and Nancy a card this holiday season. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Well, today Santa Claus will be visiting families in Ascension Seton Medical Center's NICU intensive care unit. Santa will spend time with the babies in the NICU, and staff will be volunteering their time and talents to host special activities for families experiencing their baby's first Christmas while in the hospital. Babies will have the chance for their very first picture with Santa. Santa is scheduled to touch down at 2 this afternoon. Oh, I just want to see the little babies and all their little. This is good snuggle with the baby weather.
I know, right? Well, and then if Santa is bringing Rudolph with him, he's going to have to make sure that nose is extra bright to get through the fog today.
I know, you can't see a thing on the roads.
No, I was driving during my lunch break, and I almost missed my exit because I couldn't see which exit it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty dense across the region right now. You're taking a look on the left at our camera on our rooftop. No Santa in sight just yet, but you know, he still has has a few more hours to get to the NICU. A little bit of drizzle on that camera as well. Lake Travis pretty densely shrouded in fog. Right now you can see our visibility number practically zero in Lago Vista and out at the airport, half a mile at Camp Mabry and a third of a mile in Pflugerville. Expand it a little bit further and you can see it's pretty widespread across the area. The densest coverage though is along the I-35 corridor, which obviously is not the best news for those commuting along I-35 at this time. Now the National Weather Service did issue a dense fog advisory about an hour or so ago. It's going to be in effect until 1 o'clock in the afternoon for a majority of the KVUE viewing area, which means visibility could be reduced down to a quarter of a mile or less. So don't forget to use those low beam headlights and make sure you're leaving plenty of space between yourself and other drivers. Temperatures right now, not too bad. I think they're fairly mild and comfortable. Upper 50s to lower 60s area wide, except for LaGrange. They're partying in the upper 60s right now. A little bit of light isolated moisture on the satellite radar. That could grow a little bit more isolated to widely scattered throughout the day as we are currently tracking a stalled frontal boundary to our south. It's going to eventually move back to the north as a warm front, and that should actually help elevate our temperatures slightly despite us not getting a lot of sunshine today. Now we are tracking a cold front that's currently out to the west. We're actually going to be seeing a couple of cold fronts move through central Texas this week, bringing the return of below average temperatures to central Texas. So as I mentioned, we could see that rain become a little bit more widely scattered. We're talking 20 to 30% chance as we navigate throughout the afternoon and early evening. We'll hold on to a brief shower chance overnight as well, in addition to some patchy fog. Now that cold front I was mentioning is going to slide throughout the day tomorrow. You'll notice it could bring about a 40 to 50% chance for scattered showers, maybe even a few isolated storms. The strongest potential would be as you make your way to Williamson, Lee, and Milam counties later on in the day. And current forecast model trends are possibly hinting at the idea of some remnant moisture behind the front. If that were to happen, then we could have some lingering showers late Tuesday night into early Wednesday, but hopefully we can get them to clear out of here so we can enjoy some sunshine. Hourly forecast shows you're not going to find any of it today. We're talking upper 60s to lower 70s area wide, and we'll hold on to temperatures not too far off from that overnight, since that cloud coverage will insulate our temperatures throughout the overnight hours. So area wide, we still trend above the average high of 64, but we are going to see them fall below that average very soon. Now overnight lows, as I mentioned, fairly mild, mid to upper 60s. Breezy conditions could also start to filter in. We're talking gusts at around 25 miles per hour. Going to be fair game. Was able to conduct an allergy count this morning. Our air sampler has been malfunctioning, but thankfully we've got it fixed. You can see traces of trees other than cedar in the medium category, along with weeds. Mold elevated due to all the moisture in the air. We were hoping that cold front that arrived over the weekend would help to dry up our air, but unfortunately moisture rebounded very quickly. Notice that cold front that I was mentioning, that's the one that's swinging through on Tuesday into Wednesday. We'll be seeing a reinforcing surge of cold air arrive late Thursday into Friday. So that's going to lock in that cooler air and below average temperatures. That area of low pressure that drags the cold front could bring a significant winter event as you make your way toward the central portion of the United States. Our high temperatures over the next 5 days. Go ahead and start dusting off your sweaters. We're talking lower to mid 70s for today and tomorrow, back into the mid 60s by Wednesday. That reinforcing cold front drops us down into the 50s by Friday, but we're not stopping there. 7-day forecast shows that our models and our forecast officially calling for upper 40s for Saturday and Sunday. Isolated showers possible on each day. Dominique, I can see the disappointment on your face from the green screen.
I know. Woo, we're getting those cold temperatures again. Keep them away from me. Thanks, Shane. Well, still ahead this morning, UT men's basketball coach Chris Beard arrested earlier this morning. Coming up in just a few minutes, Tony Plohetsky will join us again to talk about the charges against him. Stay with us.
Being weather aware here in Central Texas means you know what's going on when severe weather is about to happen.
We always want you to be prepared when a storm is going to hit, at what time.
We really want to connect with you, and we want to let you know this is how this specific storm is going to impact where you live. This is how it's going to impact your neighborhood.
So when we're talking about being weather aware, we also mean in the long range view of things as well, climate science. And we want to make sure that you're going to stay informed.
We want you to be weather aware because we care about you and we care about your community.
At Thomas J. Henry, our results speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
All you have to do is point. Yes!
1-800-GOT-JUNK can make it disappear.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Are you ready to go to the water park tomorrow?
Yeah!
Randall's is bringing the fresh every day. Crispy, juicy, delicious. We're cutting fresh, so you don't have to. Slicing fresh,